A love failure. Raghav met Kiranrnayi for the first time in the early hours on a day when her bike got repaired, and he has given a lift to her. They had mathematics tution class at the same place.Raghav, also known as Rags by his first love Kiran, was the only child to his parents' the most pampered and tender brought up in his home. So the mentality of such child would be straightforward, caring, stubborn and sensitive, of course. He met his first love, fortunately for him, unfortunately for her, at the age of 16 during his inter. She was also similar in qualities as of his initially, but how her qualities changed over time, which has affected Raghav's life, is the rest. May 2003. Raghav met Kiranrnayi for the first time in the early hours on a day when her bike got repaired, and he has given a lift to her. They had mathematics tution class at the same place. The age was highly prone to dreams and immature happiness. Don't know what was the feeling exactly, but he enjoyed the ride very much. They both introduced themselves after that and sat in the class solving a maths problem. They arrived at the answer at the same time and felt good about themselves. Well, Raghav didn't know then that his life was not that easy as that maths problem. Kiranrnayi was vent easy going and an extrovert in nature. She mingled with her friends comfortably, which Raghav liked very much. He enjoyed every word from her mouth and felt like he should be with her most of the time. Maybe we call this as infatuation at that age, but no love can start without that. On the other hand, Kiran was interested in another guy who was not in line with qualities of her, but we know nothing can be predicted and analyzed at that age. She was yen/sensitive at heart and was serious in his matter. Unfortunately, that guy was also known to Raghav earlier and a good friend of his. So the so-called triangle love story started. Raghav knew that he was late in the race by then, so kept admiring her and didn't speak anything about his feelings to her. He of course tried his best to catch her attention through his attire. He is a garment freak and attitude, but it didn't have much impact. He just behaved in a friendly manner with both of them and was indirectly like a bridge between them, as both of them have different mindset. They were against each other in most of the matters and used to have arguments. When she shared the same with Rags, he used to feel for her and tried his best to settle the disputes between them. On the other hand, they moved close with each other and had many good times too. Raghav was very impressed by Kiran's attention and caring for the other guy and always felt that his first love was the best ever happened to him. Her mother was also very sensitive in her matters, so even she was good with their relation, and the guy made most of it. May 11, 2003. Raghav had the first combined studies with Kiran at her home on the terrace for the AOE entrance exam for 2-3 hours, and he was in cloud nine. The climate was so romantic with moon in the sky and in front of him too. How can one concentrate on the books? Yeah. So as a result the exam was a big flop to both of them, but he was least bothered about that. May 13th, 2003. Raghav's birthday, and he had his gift, and the night when he got a lucky chance to go to Okada movie with her and her bro hyphen, which was the first movie watched for him with the girl alone, and that too his first love. Wow, what else can you give to such cute and immature heart? She has given him the compliment that he looked very good in the light lemon yellow shirt and black jeans, and he couldn't expect anything than that. He was just carried away in the world with only her days just passed by for Raghav, and he dropped a year after his inter for long-term coaching for IIT exam, and that was the turning point period in his life. The period where he actually had some wonderful moments with her to cherish for his whole life. His family had gone to Sherry trip and his mind was entirely in physag with her. She is a great devotee of Baba, so he has brought a ring for her with Baba's photo print on that. She was so happy with that, and she had that ring for almost 34 years. He had joined in Sri Chaitanya College, and almost every day after class he used to visit her house for her darshan. A day would be complete for him by seeing and talking to her, and she used to enjoy his company, too. If it was a Sunday, then it is a boon to him. He used to aim writing the weekend exam well so that he could spend very good amount of time with her after that. Indirectly she started being his inspiration. He always cherished the day when she first visited his home at 9:30 p.m. on a day for having combined studies with him in mathematics. His parents were shocked to see a girl in nightdress visiting their home casually and moving along with their son. His dad was on his way to night shift and called back home to inquire by asking in a soft and curious tone did the girl left by chance or still there studying? Single quote which Raghav and Kiran recollected many a times and laughed. Golden memories. She used to visit his house almost every 2 weeks, at least on Sundays. Raghav used to prepare the house before she arrives and was very eager to see her. His mom used to wonder and cherish his attentiveness. He used to sit in his balcony and look at his apartment cellar, where suddenly a lady on the street bike used to arrive in the picture, and she is his dream girl. Hooray! December 8th, 2003. Time passed by like above, and Raghav knew that he was madly interested in her but didn't have the dare to propose her since she was already interested in another guy. Just 2 days prior to this date his grandmom expired, and his family was in vain, and he missed his granny very much. He really doesn't know how he dared that particular day, but somehow expressed his feelings towards her since he felt guilt and wanted to be transparent. She didn't react in a weird or shocking way, but just told that it is not wrong to have feelings on her, but she didn't have any answer to that. so obviously the guy will have some positive hope and thought that one day he would win her. The greatest mistake, a clarity-less girl. Don't know who is correct to her, and an aimless boy. She was only his aim. Generally due December 31st, 2003. The first best memory Raghav had with Kiran. She planned to visit the famous Shirdi temple in East Point Colony and he wanted to accompany her. His plan is to take her on his so-called big spirit and have a good time. His cousin, who is very close to both of them, also wanted to join them and she invited him. 2. Raghav tried his best to get rid of him in all possible ways by pleading him, arguing with him and finally requesting him. Somehow succeeded. Then he convinced Kiran that his cousin has some other work and after a heavy discussion with her finally achieved his goal. Alas. One has to really go through the experience of having their first love on a bike and having a good ride, and Raghav was no exception. He enjoyed every sec of the atmosphere and in the temple was constantly staring at her while she was sincerely praying to her favorite god. One of the devotees asked him to please look at the idol and not her. When the priest blessed her, he immediately followed her to take the blessing. He had unworn his jacket and she carried that in her hands and he was very pleased. They went to beach from there on. This guy was magnetized into her world with her talk and company. Maybe immature feelings at that age for anyone, but he was very sincere at his heart. After that, Raghav's so-called confidence and positive attitude grew day by day in her matter, and also in his studies. He set his targets and worked towards it. After achieving them, he immediately shared with her every minute detail. She became his clock of the world. In simple, May 13th. 2004. His birthday arrived and she came to his house in the evening. He had his new attire worn, but he forgot to put his pants XD. She noticed at the first sight itself but kept quiet. After a while she couldn't resist and put that information out. I guess that is the most embarrassed moment for anyone, but to Raghav the most cherished one. He ran after Kiran to beat her. She ran round the whole house escaping from him. His mom cherished seeing the wonderful moments. 2 exams were over in May 2004 and Raghav failed in IIT entrance, but got a decent rank in AE, through which he was all set for his engineering in Tanjore. TN. For the first time he felt that he is going to miss something very important and without which time would be challenging, and that is leaving Kiran and going away from his beloved town for the first time in 18 years. Kiran was good with his decision of leaving the state and didn't show the same feel as he had. Guy whom she was interested in came back to Vizag to pursue his engineering and she got in terms with him again. The guy came to know that Raghav is in love with Kiran and somehow was good enough to win her affection again and decided to give a farewell to Raghav in his own way. June 2004. All the three of them met in the beach shore, and one of their common friends was also present. In front of that new person to him, they both started advising Raghav to shut down his feelings towards Kiran and to be just a friend. Raghav for the first time felt very bad and was badly hurt due to Kiran's talk and approach in that situation. She could have told the same thing in private and not in front of some people with whom she was familiar, but not to Raghav. He couldn't digest the fact that Kiran was so close to him throughout the year, although not committed, suddenly started giving close-ended statements. Anyways, all of them were in their tender age, so none of them might be correct, but the fact is Raghav was hurt and his tears had no answer. When we're doing a mistake, no one might correct us, but when we want to correct ourselves, everyone might point us. To be continued. Thank you for watching.